Hi guys, my name is Laurie Mimintal and I'm here to share to you my thoughts about the movie My Fair Lady. So we were tasked to tell you about our thoughts on the importance of English language and the lessons that we learned from the movie. So first, let's talk about the importance or how important it is to know about English language and how the people perceive about you when you or some people don't know how to properly speak the language. So, normally when we hear people that can't even recite or properly state the English language, in the movie, they term them as a fool or they define them as a low class. So, it's really important in the movie that we know or they know how to properly speak the language because for them, English defines who you are, the class, your state, your level of education. It is very important. But then, one thing is for sure, English is one of the most very common language here in the world right now, or it is the most dominating language. And when you know how to properly speak English or how to properly deliver speech, a phrase, a sentence, or a message through English, they will give you respect for that. So, English really is important, especially when you apply for jobs, anything opportunity comes when you learn how to speak the proper way of English. How to properly pronounce it is very important because when you miss or when you cannot speak the proper English, they might misunderstood you or they might think of you as an uneducated person. So you really need to learn how to speak properly. So about the lessons I learned from the movie. One thing or two things. First, maybe you shall not judge a person by the way they speak, or do not judge a person on what class they belong, or define them through the way they speak or how they speak English, on the way they talk or on the way how they recite it, because you don't know their real reason why they can't speak properly, the proper speech or the language. Next is learning your language is another thing. It will bring you to good places, or it may be is a proper way, or it may lead you to a way of success because opportunities do come if you can properly deliver your speech, because you can relay the message properly and everyone will understand you. So that's only my perception about the movie My Fair Lady. Thank you.
Sup, my name is Levi Carion, and what I've learned from the movie My Fair Lady is that you know and understand your own language, not just English language, but your own language too. But in the movie, Mr. Higgins was ashamed at that the Greeks and Frenchmen knows how to speak their own language properly, but the Englishmen know don't don't know how to speak their own language properly. So, in my opinion, by knowing a certain language, it means that you know your culture very well, and the language is a cultural product, and by learning English language, you you need to learn their own culture and learn their speaking pattern and not just not just English language but other language too. So that's all. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shiro Biaswata, taking up the course of BS Infosys, and I would like to talk about the movie My Fair Lady. So, what I learned from the movie My Fair Lady is that you need to have proper pronunciation, intonation, and grammar to speak out your whole idea, not just in English but language as a whole. And that sample was shown in the movie by Mr. Higgins, where he was lecturing Eliza that you could work in a florist shop then better than as a street vendor. And I think that is true. Um, People won't take you seriously if you cannot speak out your idea properly. They'll think you as a fool or at least someone incapable of. That is why, as young as we are, we need to master our language, not just in English, but whatever the language you're speaking. And I think that is what the movie is trying to talk about. It's trying to tell us. So that is what I intake. Thank you, and have a good day.
Hi, this is Mikey Kabinge, and I want to share with you my thoughts on the movie My Fair Lady. So, what I have understand in the film is that it is really important to know how to speak English properly because we all know that English is official language. We can use it anywhere we go, like in Thailand, UK, Italy, France, Egypt, Canada, Australia, Nigeria, and etc. English may be not the most spoken language in the world, but it is the official language in a large number of countries. It is important in the global marketplace, therefore cannot be understated. Learning English can really change your life because many of the world's top films, books, and music are published and produced in English. Therefore, by learning English, you will have access to a great wealth of entertainment and will be able to have a greater cultural understanding. Most of the content produced on the internet, 50% is in English. So, knowing English will allow you to access an incredible amount of information which may not be otherwise available. Although learning English can be challenging and time-consuming, we can see that it is also very valuable to learn and can create many opportunities. In learning English is our purpose is to provide the highest possible quality in English language English language teaching. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, I am Daichi Endo, and today I want to share what I learned from the movie My Fair Lady. First, I was learned in the movie some other people can't pronounce the English properly and how important to speak English in a proper accent. In the movie, I observed Eliza is really hard to pronounce the vowel sound. For example, in the movie, Eliza, she trying to say rain in Spain, but she pronounced the rain in Spain instead of rain in Spain. So I think it is hard to understand because Spain and Spain and rain and Rhine are two different accents. It can confuse. I amazed the accent of Eliza because she's accent is too different compared to our English. So in short, it is very important to speak the English in proper accent so that your audience or listener can clear to understand what you speak. I think that's all. That was my comment in My Fair Lady. Thank you.
My Fair Lady is a very special, unique, and interesting film. The main character named Miss Eliza Doolittle, a flower vendor, and she having a huge trouble to her pronunciation. When she speak, so annoying and it's really hard to understand. She belonged to the lower class society, yet she's still fighting and she wanted to change everything. Because of her desperate, the professor accept her and going to teach her how to be a young lady and how to be an upper class lady, how to speak lovely, and how to be act properly. The process is really hard. She need to adjust everything. She need to adapt everything. To become an upper class lady is not easy. Yet it will be worth it in the end. I learned a lot of this film. I realized I need to give my plenty efforts. Also, if you have a dream, you need to chase it, even though the path of success is very hard to surpass. Yet, you need to do everything and never give up. All the hard pain, sacrifices, and struggle you encountered in life, it will be worth it in the end. Don't be afraid to try something. Example, if you want good things happen to you, you need to give more extra effort and patience.
Hello, my name is Yurika Nagao, and I am going to talk about what I've learned from watching the movie My Fair Lady. The movie made me realize that English is a deep language. Especially, there are three things I've learned from the movie. First, I've learned that there are also many things except pronunciation to consider while speaking in English. I'm trying to be careful when I'm speaking in English because I'm an English major and my dream is to become an English teacher. That is why I'm concerned, especially for pronunciation. But from the lesson, which relates with the movie, I've learned about the enunciation, accentuation, intonation, pauses, and so on. I'm glad to know about these things because it really helps me in my dream, in my major. Second, the lesson also made me realize that feeling right is not good. For example, before, I am not used to searching meanings for the words that I felt I might know, even though I have a little doubt about it. But it came to the point that I have to explain the difference of the words with its synonyms, and I found it hard because I didn't know the exact difference between the two words. And the feeling that I might know was the reason. And as an English major student, I should be able to explain the difference. So that kind of feeling is not good for me, and also I found it kind of laziness. The movie helped me to aware of these things. And lastly, by watching the movie, I found that the words which the person chooses to use may define his or her personality. For example, when you construct a sentence, you should consider well about your words, because if you don't do that, you may hurt other people's feelings or it may give a negative impression. Words are just words, but the improper usage of each may cause misunderstandings between other people. I believed there is no person that can't understand their own words. So it means that if a person mostly chooses a negative words, it may mean that that person has a negative personality. Therefore, we should be careful of the words that we used. Now, I am more aware of many things because of the movie. There are also many lessons you could find in the movie, so I highly recommend it. I recommend you to watch it. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Good day, everyone. Today I'm talking about my thoughts or review about the movie My Fair Lady. So it is a musical based on George Bernard Shaw Pygmalion with book lyrics by Alan Lerner and music by Frederick Louis. The story concerns about Eliza Doolittle, a Cockney flower girl who takes speech lessons from Professor Henry Higgins of phonetics that she may pass as a lady and fulfill her dream of working in a flower shop. Eliza, in her case, cannot speak or pronounce fluently in English, so she is being bullied or being mocked. So she has to study the language. And English is a universal language, so obviously everybody has to deal with it. So thank you. That's it.
Good morning, everyone. My understanding of the movie My Fair Lady is Eliza can speak in English. People laugh at her. She always criticized and degrade because of her grammar or pronunciation. Using the correct grammar is important to avoid misunderstandings and to help the other person understand you easily. If your English is too full of mistakes, you will slow down communication and conversations and find it harder to express your ideas and thoughts clearly and concisely. Of course, most people know this, and it's the fear of making mistakes that often makes them shy about speaking. A good understanding of grammar will allow you to be flexible when you speak English and to choose the best way of saying something. That's
Good morning, everyone. My understanding in the movie is throughout the movie there are two social classes, the higher class or the lower class. In the movie, Higgins is trying to prove that anyone can become a lady only if she has the proper information and training. Eliza is also trying to prove that a lowly flower girl from the street can become a successful lady. And in this movie, they are basing people's knowledge on where they belong, the higher class or in the lower class. Like Eliza, people degraded her at the first part of the movie because she can't speak and pronounce English properly. But in the end of the movie, everyone thinks she belongs in the higher class because she can already speak in proper English. Go.
What I understood from the movie is that proper usage of the English language is important when it comes to communicating with others. Using proper accents, for example, is in the movie My Fair Lady, Eliza was using the Cockney accent, which is considered to be a lower class language. So Eliza was treated as a uneducated person without proper class. And when Mr. Henry Higgins from the movie educated her into learning proper English, so that she will become a higher class. She will be included into the higher class levels of the society. Nowadays, when it comes to speaking English, accents are not really that big of a deal for others. So some people use British accent, some use the Irish, and some use the original English accent. And pila na kami. That's all. Sige, tama na.
Hi everyone, my speech to the movie My Fair Lady is, as I watch the movie, I can see that people will degrade you or criticize you whenever you can speak English or you pronounce it improper, and you can't find a good job. Because we all know that English is a universal language, and if you go play country by country by country and you can speak in English, what will you use to communicate to other people? You'll say people will degrade you, people can't understand you. You can't use our mother tongue, Tagalog or Bisaya, using to other countries. You will say, ano pangalan mo? They can't understand you. So, my understanding to the movie is, when you have a proper knowledge or an enough knowledge on how to use the proper the word the language English, people will understand you and you can go to the higher class. Because when Eliza is in low class, she can't speak English straight, she can pronounce properly. And when she enhance her pronunciation, she can go to the higher class and mingle with them. And the importance of the English, nowadays companies won't accept you if you can't speak English. Be practical, guys. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. My understanding about the movie which titled My Fair Lady is, if we are a low class of speaking, some people judging us on how do we talk or to communicate other people, especially to the high class, and they love us because they did not understand what we're going to say. And then if I were in the movie, I will accept the offer of Professor Higgins, because this is for the sake of our future. If we don't know how to speak or to pronounce it properly, we can't communicate well to the other people. And then at first we all know that this is very hard, because we are expecting that these words or this language is so very very hard. But after all, we realize that this is very easy, because we are needed, because we are only one needed is the understanding and the sacrifice. We sacrifice days, but this is good for us. And Eliza was hard at first also, because she did not pronounce or read it correctly. She repeated again and again and again. But after that, in how many days then they are studying, she can pronounce and speak it clearly. And the king was amazed to her, because when the way he talked, the way he can pronounce the language, and it is different from the past. So the language, this is very important, because English language is the global, or this is the commonly used when we are going, or when we are old, when we are young. So for me, this is very very nice movie, and I hope guys you watch it. Thank you.
I'm H. Kabunan, and I have my thoughts about My Fair Lady. So we all think and we all know that we all communicate, but how we do it? We do it through words, but not just words, but words, particular language which others understand. So I am sure you might have watched the film movie My Fair Lady, so it is very understandable because of the subtitles produced in English. So all these facts that prove the importance of English language. So it gives access to business communication, the world of how people feel about the appearances, but the manner in which you speak is also important. So even if you dress nicely using poor grammar, well, that will show that you are a wolf in sheep's clothing, but you might look nice on the outside, but you are so nice on the inside. To succeed, you must focus on your appearances as well as your manner of speaking. So however, Only having a basic knowledge of English will not open career doors. If you speak only an average level of English, people will think you're average. So if you speak in a manner that is eloquent, this will create a powerful impression. So you must have learned the speaking in English so that you are prepared for your future. So hi guys, see you.
Hello, this is a speech for the movie My Fair Lady, which is interesting and it inspired me a lot. The movie was great and enjoyable to watch. I really like the scene where everybody sing with their emotion. So, well, it's about the language of English speaking. The stories that the movie is that the misogynistic and snobbish phonetics of the professor agreed to wager that he can take a flower girl and make her representable in high society. And what I've learned from the movie is that the English, it reminded me again that it's very important to learn. Or at least you need to become a person who can speak the language of your country. And we need to learn them for the future uses. While the English can be one of the most difficult language to learn, yet it can be used in a worldwide and the company would need a person who are good in speaking English. Example in Japan, they can survive without learning the English but Japanese language itself, but they would be impressed if you can also speak English, so they could hire you in an important human resource. So we can use the English not only in our daily lives, it can be also used in varied way the worldwide, and we can take a great advantage of using the English.